Right, so let's waste no time at all. Let me just get this set up one quick moment, please. Yeah, we're jumping into this immediately.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Doing business on your terms.
In your absence, I would simply enable automatic updates.
Okay, so there's a pre-show thing, I guess.
No one can say I haven't created a pretty excellent AI. Software capable of seeking out.
So
and
welcome to the
critiquing
PC gaming
latest
show.
Games coming to PC. It's just a shame it lacks something more personal. I mean, imagine what a co-host this AI could be if it had access to every bit of information on the internet, but it had the likability, the human touch of, say, Frankie! Oh, stick around because it is not long until the show starts, and I would hate for you to miss out on the biggest exclusives, a truckload of first looks, and a promising new co-host. Ha! Let's start the PC gaming show.
So yeah, like I said before, this is the PC gaming show, and like I also said before, this show might drag a little bit because sometimes they like to waste your time with like these like, you know, developer interviews and stuff, which I always find those a snorefest, to be honest. I just want to see games and what the games look like. That's all I care about. But there might be some good announcements in here, who knows. I don't know how long the PC gaming show is going to go on for. I'm going to assume about 2 hours. So let's see what they got.
Hey, Frankie! Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
I mean, I was just in the middle of deathmatch.
Great, great to hear it, Frankie. Listen, I've been thinking about the PC Gaming Show 2023, and I kind of want to make a few updates.
Sure, I mean, it's already packed with world exclusives, in-depth interviews with the biggest studios, crazy.
Oh, the logo thing
good
is still up.
giveaways.
Let me
What
fix
more
that.
can we add?
Well, look, I don't want to get into the, detail work, the minutia,
Professional
the fine
streamer.
print, the ethically sinister motives behind true innovation. No, Frankie, what I've realized is that I can't do this show
I am
without
also
you.
going to
Oh,
fix
sure.
Or at
this.
least a
There we go.
version of you.
Huh?
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Listen to me yapping on when there's so much to do. I mean, we got things to plan, code to write. Oh, listen, also, I brought in some new assistants, to help really bring the show to life. And it would be so great if they could just stop by your place in little old London town, to just get the ball rolling. Does that sound good?
I suppose if it's for the show.
Excellent. Oh, hey, that's them. Ah, Frankie, let me say it again. You are one of a kind. Now, please give my love to Gunther and Helga. Ah, they're great guys. Very thorough.
Hello, are you Sean's guys?
Mr. Sean has many great ideas for the show. You are lucky to know such a man. He is a
Oh
visionary.
boy.
A visionary.
He is a man with his eyes locked on the future, like a horse staring into the sun.
A majestic horse.
Read now, please.
If you like the look of Game A, then check out this world exclusive of Game B.
Necessary data acquired.
What is this skit? Oh yes, we are Germans. We are from
Thanks
the
for
land
your
of
unwavering
chocolate.
service to the
Yeah.
Gaming Show.
Yeah.
Your services will not be required this year as we pivot towards the future. No hard feelings, Sean, Day 9 plot, AI visionary, and all-round good guy. Son of a...
Oh, that was a loud beep. Also, who the fuck is Frankie? Like, I know it's that person, but I don't know who they are. Is that a YouTuber? Is that a celebrity I should be aware of?
Oh, hello
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2023. I'm Sean Day9Plot, and today I'm not just joining you on a tour of the finest upcoming PC games. I am standing with you on the bleeding edge of innovation. I've revolutionized how this show is made. Production crew? Pfft, ditched him, don't need him. It's just me, my automated systems, and this one guy I've hired on work experience. Say hi, Dakota. Hey. So what does the face of the future look like? Weirdly, pretty familiar. Why don't you introduce yourself, Frank AI?
Hello, broadcast viewers. I am Frank AI, a virtual co-host based on professional gaming icon Frankie Ward, utilizing deep learning neural networks.
Super duper. And what do you have lined up for us?
I have analyzed the entirety of published games media and surveyed discussion forums for the most anticipated titles. I have then constructed the ideal showcase, including titles like Stormgate, Path of Exile 2, PAX Day, June Awakening, and finally Morris Men, Troop Lord of Destiny.
Wait, are those like the jingly dancing guys from England? Are you sure that's a real game?
My mistake, Sean. Morris Men is a game concept I devised based on a holistic survey of the most popular Steam titles. Would you like me to generate another?
You know, instead, let's just get things rolling with something that actually exists. First up, from 11-Bit Studios, we return to an icy apocalypse in Frostpunk 2.
Ambition. Do you hear it? It's restless. Ambition requires men to feed upon. It also needs time.
Yeah, now we're into the game trailers. But I think there's going to be like, you know, time-wasting stuff in between trailers, you know, like developer interviews and shit like that. Hopefully there's not too much of that, because I really don't want to deal with that today. At least not like for every single trailer.
There are thousands left with nothing. It's them who knock and open the door to hell.
That didn't really tell me anything about the game, but thanks. Just bubbly oil and like people in a hellblaze, that's all I got from that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, here's something we're gonna see gameplay of. So I've heard of this game before. I'm guessing this is an update for it. Creative modes. Oh, that sounds like it's gonna be fun. How much is Teardown on Steam? Because I might wait until the summer sale, see if I can get it at a good discount and check it out. This is one of those games that I've held off on playing. €30. I would guess it's about maybe £25 or something, I'm not sure. Teardown, I was wondering how much that was.
I don't even need to write my own script for this show anymore. All right, wait. All right. Up next, we've got a pile of fresh previews for the most visceral, immersive PC releases coming our way, featuring visceral combat and immersive exploration, visceral landscapes and immersive storytelling. Fans of immersion will... Yeah, it kind of just keeps going on like this, so I think it just needs a little bit more fine-tuning. And until that point, let's just go ahead and dive right into our next previews with Nivalis, Jump Light Odyssey, and Road to Vostok.
cheapest you've seen is £14. Yeah, I'll wait until the summer sale, see if it's around that price margin, and I can maybe buy it.
Are they closed? What do you see? Open your eyes. Nivalis. Maybe you've been here before. That was just a dream. Now, it's time to come home. This is your apartment. The sounds of the nightclubs nearby are the heartbeat of the city.
This looks
Street
neat.
food smells drift through your windows and make your head
It's got a
swim.
Blade Runner look to it, but it's
hard
also
to sleep.
semi-voxel looking.
Restless legs want to walk the busy
The environment
streets.
is voxels.
Let's explore. Nivalis is a city in the clouds, but you can't make a rainbow without a little rain. Like most things in life, it's best to start at the bottom.
It's
and
an
work
interesting
your way
graphical
up.
hybrid.
It's not so bad down here. We can go fishing, take a boat ride, soak up the atmosphere. And don't worry too much about the serial killer on the loose. I'm sure we'll never meet him. I can even help you run your new business venture. A noodle stand. With a little work, there's no limits to how high you'll climb. Just don't look down. As your digital companion, I can help you navigate the complex relationships with my personality matrix. Business partners, friends, rivals, enemies, maybe even lovers. It's all about saying the right thing at the right time. Your choices matter, so choose carefully. There's a city you see when you close your eyes. It's called Nivalis. Consider this your invitation.
That looks pretty cool. I do like that art style.
Princess, the Zetopans will be in our system any minute.
But they're not here yet. Prepare defenses.
Upgrading our engine capabilities. Engineering's on it. Zetopan warship in the system.
Don't lose hope now. Red alert!
Blast door sealed.
Units online.
Jump light report.
Jump light calibration almost complete, Your Highness.
Incoming Zetopan fighter.
More ships jumping in.
Scramble fighters.
Will leader engaging enemy force.
Taking heavy loss. They're coming on deck.
Combat division, handle those boarders.
All three to the starboard
ETA
side.
on jump.
Jump light in 5, 4, 3. Too many of them. 2, 1.
Not today, Voltan.
Neat. Hardcore survival FPS game set in a post-apocalyptic border zone. Configurable gun. So I'm guessing it's like a survival FPS game. Road to Vosk.
Content reminders enabled.
It does look generic, yeah.
Upcoming games in the next
It looked
30
very
minutes
brown.
include Path of Exile 2, the full Ferocious trailer, Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, and Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Failure to keep watching will lead to a personal system failure.
Lies of P, the Pinocchio Bloodborne
Ooh.
light game, is just a couple months off, and it's got me thinking, what other untapped literary veins are just waiting to be gamified?
I can generate a list of game concepts.
Oh, I thought they were
They're
going
an
to talk about Lies
underutilized
of P.
classic literature and an appropriate style of gameplay.
By all means, but stick to public domain. We want to keep costs down.
Of course, Sean. Concept 1. Great Expectations Dirt Bike Racer.
I don't really know what the market is for that. Next.
Concept 2. Sense and Sensibility VR Shooter.
Sweet Jane Austen's bonnet. No. Next.
Concept 3, Oliver Twist. Please, sir, may I have some more?
It's artful, but a little problematic. I mean, why don't you just throw something together like a Metroidvania based on the Christmas Carol?
I'm afraid
What?
you're too late, Sean. But perhaps you'd be interested in Ebenezer and the Invisible World.
Are you kidding? Is she kidding? She's not kidding.
That's a weird concept for a game, but okay. So it's a Metroidvania where you play as Scrooge. Whoa. This is a weird idea, and I think I like it. I'm assuming this game is coming out this holiday then, if they're showing this now. Yeah, I could see this game coming to Switch. Yep, it's a Metroidvania, alright. You can buy a turkey. Ebenezer in the Invisible Worlds. Yep, it's coming to Switch and all other platforms. Was the demo already available? Okay then. Such a weird fucking concept. It's like, okay, you're gonna play as Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol, but it's a fucking Metroidvania, and the spirits of Christmas past, present, and future are like your powers. It's like, okay then, yeah, sure, that I guess that's a neat idea that's never been done before. Is this Chivalry? No, I don't think this is Chivalry. Oh, it's Warhaven. You know what the funny thing is, Deej? I probably said the same thing when they showed Warhaven during that other showcase, where I was like, wait, is this Chivalry? I don't know, it just looks chivalrous to me. Dwarf? Okay, yeah, that is what it says.
Dwarf looks phenomenal. Hey, Frank AI, as a mind birth from like everything ever written about video games, I'm sure you've got an interesting take on it. What are your thoughts?
Sean, Dwarf isn't just about strategic balance of resource scarcity and military industry. It's a game about the human condition, about our shared struggle against a cold and uncaring universe.
That's pretty moving sentiment there, Frankie. Hey, what about Warhaven?
Warhaven isn't just about clashing swords and moments of magic heroism. It's a game about the human condition, about our shared struggle against a cold and uncaring universe.
Well, some wisdom bears repeating, right? And while I go sort out some unrelated gremlins in Frank AI's procedural critique, let's see a game with its own gremlins to sort out, preferably with a shotgun.
These creatures infernal, these perils eternal. Lord, heal me, free me.
I kind of like this art style that's going on. Yeah, it certainly does look unique. Why did he do that? I thought that the phone was going to turn into a gun, but no, he just like breaks it in half for some reason. I really like how the enemies in this game look. They're kind of like 2D sprites, sort of. Sulfur. Enemiesdiecool.com. Sulfur.tv. I don't know why you need 3 URLs for that, but okay. I'm seeing a lot of aliasing going on here. Yeah.
Thank you for believing in me. Together, we'll make it the best.
I'm also seeing a lot of Twilight Princess bloom going on here.
Nice work. Keep this up and you'll be running your own shop.
Yeah, this one looks a little bit jank.
Welcome to Karzai Village.
What the fuck? Wait, what the hell did he just do there? This... Am I the only one that thinks this game looks a little bit undercooked? Sable Blazers? Oh, it's coming to early access. I guess that explains a couple things.
We're going out on a date. Told her to calm down. I freaking told her! What are you gonna do?
Breaking news. A mysterious infection continues to spread across the globe.
What is going on? I mean, the infected, the wall.
The song was about you. Your smile. Your warmth.
Oh wait, didn't we see this the other day?
We just saw a broadcaster get eaten.
I think they shown this during the Future Game Show or something. It's like a hack and slash action game, but it's also a dating sim. Yeah, I think I did see this.
Wait for me! Goodbye.
I want to wake up! It's not over! Not yet!
I love you.
Eternites, yeah.
Eternites there, showing us that love is never simple, especially in the middle of an apocalypse. You know, I sometimes get a little misty-eyed myself about a simpler time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love modernity. And sure, big tech's done some stumbling. I bet Mark Zuckerberg's probably a little lonely in the Matrix. But all I'm saying is the olden days had an appeal. Medieval times when we were plowing our own fields and treating everything with leeches, not buying 8 pictures with weird electric money. Luckily, though, video games can bring the medieval fantasy to life. To find out how, I had Frank AI activate her new reporter drone. Oh, it's designed to identify, question, and report back on the work of leading game developers. And don't worry, technically speaking, it's completely legal. I mean, this little guy's even got a selfie light. It's like kind of cute in like a friendly Panopticon kind of way. Little RD has flown itself all the way out to
I'm
Helsinki,
feeling
Finland to meet the
10
team
different
behind
shades
the
of
highly
cringe from what he
anticipated
just said
medieval
there and how he
must-play,
said it.
PAX Day. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he makes fun of Zuckerberg. He's one of us now. Yes, comrade. So what is this?
My name is Reynir Harðarsson, and I'm the game director for PAX Day. PAX Day is an open world fantasy game in a living, breathing world which we can call home, where it's teeming with life, mysteries, and it's for you to explore. Imagine yourself if you are living in 12th or 13th century Europe. It's a very different reality. You know, it's where knowledge has been lost and is getting rediscovered. It's where magic truly exists and ghosts exist and the myths are real. And this is kind of the inspiration we take to build. It's basically going back to the roots of what fantasy means and building a fantasy world based on real-world mythologies. And so we go very much into the roots. So we're using a lot of medieval literature and medieval bestiaries and grimoires, using real-world magic, actual recipes for healing and ointments, and using the real-world magical properties of plants.
I'm Solkara. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Mainframe Industries. So PAX Day, maybe the way to explain it would be, imagine you're in this amazing, beautiful world. It's huge, and you find yourself in a forest, and your mission is to find a plot for where you start building a home. And from that home, you will go on to adventures to explore the world. So with the lore,
it looks alright, considering that's an alpha build.
Like deep and rich and
I mean, it looks better than that other open world game we saw like 2 minutes ago.
Like in the history. So there's multiple types of ruins, there's the dungeons, and you will be able to find snippets of the lore from the eras when these were created in the game itself. And part of the lore and mystery is also part of in the gameplay itself, so you will be able to find and examine things and actually then find snippets that help you find other places and make items in the game itself. And the area of the game that you will be able to play when the game launches is, we're calling it Gallia, and it's very similar to the areas of the world in southern France, with the influences from the Nordics where we're from. So what we're building is, we're calling it the social sandbox. We're putting the least amount of barriers to entry on how you can actually interact with other players. Where most MMOs actually put a lot of
this is an MMO.
How you can cooperate with the other players, and we're fundamentally different. So from the first minute when you start playing the game, you will be able to do everything you imagine with the other players. So you can trade, other people can actually help you. You can literally go onto a dungeon raid from the very beginning of you starting the journey in the game, should you find people who actually help you to do that. What we want to create an environment that actually really incentivizes people to play the game the way they like. And for some, actually just going out to the wood and cutting down the forest is something that gives you a sense of achievement, because you know the coal that you're helping to produce actually is valuable for the guild. Some people will absolutely prefer to just go to the dungeons. They couldn't care less about the coal production, but these players will still depend on each other, where there's valuables to bring from the dungeon, there's valuables to bring from the forest, and even the PvP players, they will be able to produce items that are only available through the PvP, but they will depend on the other players as well.
the lore of PAX Day is very much inspired by real-world folklore and fairy tales. With, of course, the caveat that in PAX Day, this stuff is actually literally real. The interesting thing about folklore throughout the ages is that folklore are actually start out as true stories, whereas fairy tales are fiction. And that's the distinction between the two. Folklore often, handles about ghosts or spirits or some supernatural things. But in the eyes of the people, during those times, this is reality. This is real. Ghosts are real, and
I mean, at least while they're talking about the game, they're showing what it looks like, so that's better than just like, two people in the same room, just like
find these things. You would find ghosts,
exchanging words.
Spirits of the past. And the deeper
But yeah,
you go, the more
I'm not entirely sure if this would be my kind of game. I'm not really an MMO person. Visually, it looks nice though.
If I've caused any existential anxiety with my presence, it might help to try reframing those stresses in a positive light. Think of me, perhaps, as a blue shell from your favorite kart racer. I might be wielded to ruthlessly destroy hard-earned positions, but we can still have fun. Maybe there's a lizard driving a little car. Isn't that nice? Let's celebrate the same spirit of kart racing treachery as our next preview brings Mario Kart Mayhem to PC. Here's
What?
Stampede Racing Royale.
Oh. It's weird how they're like mentioning Mario Kart, even though it's not. Yeah, like just them mentioning a Nintendo IP when they're like, "Oh, it's Mario Kart for PC." Stampede Racing Royale. I'm always down for a good kart racer, if it's good, of course. You'd be surprised how little good kart racers we get these days outside of like Mario Kart. Remind you of Speed Freaks. I think I've heard of that one. That was like a spin-off to like Micro Machines, wasn't it? Where instead of like racing in toy cars, you play as like little toy guys like running about and stuff. I think I may be thinking of the wrong game.
For Master Horizon 2, The Search for Life, the art team is looking to balance
I might look
style
into
and
that. I don't know when it's
authenticity
coming out
to
though.
faithfully represent all the incredible vehicles used in space exploration.
Do kart racers outside of Mario Kart even sell well? I think Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled sell decently. Same for the Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing games.
Of exciting interplanetary discoveries. Go to MarsHorizon2.com to sign up to our mailing list to be the first to play the game. We have an alpha on the horizon.
That was quick.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to see Path of Exile 2 in action. Being something of a Path of Exile veteran myself.
That's debatable, Sean.
What?
Your Path of Exile playtime falls well below the community average.
But the time isn't what matters in that game.
I'm also analysing your chosen character builds in recent leagues and...
No, my build wasn't meant to be a
they're
fun
producing
build.
some troubling DPS simulation.
Fascinating. Fascinating, Frankie. But let's not keep the good people waiting. Let's roll the tape for Path of Exile 2, please.
You weren't a fan of Sonic Team Racing. Team Racing felt like a step backwards from Transform. Like, Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed was the peak of the series for me, personally. Like, I got really into that game when it first came out. I kinda want to play again at some point. Speaking of Mario Kart, actually, I'm wondering when Wave 5 DLC is coming out for that game. I feel like we're due for it.
The stench, it's getting worse.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be within the next month we'll hear about it. Maybe in the next few weeks. Ooh, tiny builds. dinosaur game.
My name is Leo and I'm the lead developer of a new action-adventure game, Ferocious. I began working on Ferocious a few years ago, with the idea of creating a first-person shooter in a timeless Lost World type of setting, combining over-the-top action with exploration and a sense of wonder. We were always inspired by mysterious places frozen in time, that you may have seen in movies like King Kong and Jurassic Park. We aim to marry the setting and its unique gameplay opportunities with classic first-person shooter mechanics, similar to early installments of franchises like Far Cry and Crysis.
So it's basically indie Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
To some of the environmental features,
kind of,
such as
not
custom
exactly.
water effects and realistic vegetation.
I mean, it's got dinosaurs in it. I doubt the weapons will be as over the top as Turok.
To create a world both scary and beautiful. However,
I really wish we had a
there's
new
some things
Turok
waiting
game,
for the
honestly.
genre that we couldn't find any real-world references for. So we had to improvise. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Feel free to wishlist and follow the game on Steam, as we can't wait to say more about Ferocious in the coming months. Thank you.
I might look into that.
Welcome to Islands of Insight, an epic shared world puzzle adventure game set in a world of fantasy, ancient wonders, and natural beauty. Brimming with mysterious puzzles, secrets, and sublime landscapes for you and other players to discover, alone or together, all at your own pace. As a seeker, you'll set off on a journey of knowledge. Explore every corner of this rich landscape and solve every puzzle you find. Savor the achievement of every solution as the world around you unlocks, revealing new challenges to face, new areas to explore, and fantastic rewards to collect. In Islands of Insight, a beautiful realm of tranquility and adventure awaits you. Embark on the path of discovery and let your curiosity guide you through a world of wonders, where the answer is always in sight.
It looks alright, I guess.
I might only have an old-fashioned analog neural network, but I'm going to risk some data analysis of my own. Those Dark Souls games seem like a big deal, huh? Luckily, while From Software is taking a recess to work on giant robots, Hexworks is stepping in with a fresh supply of very depressed knights with very big swords. Coming this October, here's your latest look at Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, didn't we see this game a bit yesterday?
In Lords of the Fallen, you'll explore two parallel worlds. The land of the living, where demonic knights and hulking monsters...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw this during Future of Play.
And the umbral plane, where the ghosts of those creatures are trying to super murder you. Using the latest Unreal 5 technology, developer Hexworks has layered these realities directly on top of each other, allowing you to portal to the umbral plane at will. Just try not to die in there. In the spirit of the Dark Souls games, failure will be punished.
Adventuring in dungeons?
Didn't spend a lot of time talking about that.
Managing an evil dungeon? Now we're talking elite. The Dungeon of Nalbuk is feared throughout the lands of Fang. It is an avant-garde evil structure, combining tradition and disruptive innovation. And it's looking for its new steward. Of course, we have the most trained and prepared guards, the most efficient staff, the most devious monsters, and the most attractive treasures. Hey, wait, we're on camera? But wait, there's more. We have state-of-the-art production facilities, an R&D center, B2C processes, and an efficient waste recycling system. Our underlings, employees, can fully express themselves thanks to our committed HR management and peaceful social dialogue. and can enjoy the use of clean, safe premises. Hey, don't film that, or you'll be the one cut into shreds on the editing floor. As a steward, your main task will be to make the dungeon functional and attractive to adventurers, so they'll want to come here to get slaughtered and humiliated. To achieve that, you'll have access to guards, traps, and hexes. You'll also get to organize raids on nearby areas to provide...
I really don't like this guy's voice.
Thanks to your boundless devotion, I, Zangdar, will become the greatest warlock of the lands of Fang!
Hey
Looking for a job that
gamers!
gives meaning to your life,
Don't you want to come and visit my dungeon?
then buzz off! But if you're organized, servile, sneaky, and enjoy a positive work atmosphere, come take your chance. I'll be waiting for you in my office.
World premiere.
パブロ、あなたのことはしっかりと見てるわよ、探偵さん。何せあなたにはこの世界を変えてしまうような特別な力があるのだから、私に協力しなさい。あなたの才は貴重よ。短い人生だもの、使わない手はないでしょう。時は刻一刻と過ぎていくわ。
Marachi Legends.
賢明な決断を期待してるわよ。
La Sombra. I do like the pixel art style for this one. So it's basically, I forgot the name of the game.
Are you alright, Sean? Our programming included a gunfight/dance sequence to promote Mariachi Legends, but your heavy breathing is indicative.
It reminds me a little bit of, what's that Mexican wrestling Metroidvania game called? Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
It's just packed with so many games.
I understand, Sean. I'll provide
The name is
assistance.
escaping me right now, sorry.
Notification. Day 9 has been updated to day 10.
What? You just can't replace me? Like, roll the system update back. I don't want whatever this is.
I'm sorry, Sean, but support
sorry
has been
about that.
discontinued for older versions.
What? What's up, Day 9? I'm Day 10, the latest software version of popular gaming host Day 9.
Hello, my dudes. Hey, gamers.
I am Frank AI.
What's up, Frank AI? I'm Day 10. So, the latest
Hello,
software
I
version.
am Frank
I
AI.
suspect they're going to be at this for a while, so let's just go ahead and fire up a trailer for a strategy game, Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, while I do some strategizing of my own. Dakota, start unplugging things. I'll just tell you when to stop. Just pull it.
Hello, I am Frank AI.
Okay then. Apparently that passes for comedy and entertainment.
There's a stench of death about this place, not just from the Oryx.
Death comes for everyone. Eventually.
Hello, my dudes.
Except us.
I heard you like to play video games. I'm a gamer just like you. I swear. Anyways.
Sneaky Dusty.
Sigma, give me strength.
I think it's time for a fight, boys. Protect the bastion. We need the loot.
I love how every fifth PC gamer tweet is some kind of cope about not having Bloodborne on PC. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Aiden, I will take the fight
I don't
to
think
the Oryx.
Bloodborne is ever gonna go to PC.
Fate conspires
I think that's gonna be stuck on PlayStation platforms for the foreseeable future. I could eventually see Bloodborne getting a remaster on PS5, but that's about it. I'll be surprised if they put that on, like, PC. It's time for another world premiere, gamers.
Wake up, sleeper.
No, get out! They haven't finished it!
Oh, sleeper's finished, aren't you? We had a deal, sleeper. And yet, here you are, risking it all to try and break our contract to end your dependence.
Just wanted to use them, you piece of shit!
Nothing wrong with being a tool in a time of crisis. There's a war on, and while it rages, well, there's opportunity. I thought you were an opportunity sleeper, desperate, on the run, a hard worker with certain needs. I met your needs. I gave you a crew, lent you a ship, even hooked you up with a contract or two. And yes, I took my share, but that only seems fair. I invested in you. But then, you went and did this. And now, you don't need this. And I don't need you anymore either.
Ugh. Sleeper, go! Now! To the ship!
This is just the beginning, sleeper.
I've never even heard of Citizen Sleeper 1, to be honest with you.
I have found no official case of death by FOMO anywhere on the internet. However, I would not suggest risking being the first case. Failure to watch the next section of this show would result in you missing amazing new content from Dread Pilots, Miasma Chronicles, Pathfinder Gallows Bar Survivors, and Parcel Core. But first, here's Critter Cove.
This looks alright, I guess. Kind of getting Animal Crossing vibes from this a little bit. Critter Love, I think that's what that said, or Critter Cove. I couldn't really tell.
If there was an award for being unbearably cute while also being unbearably fun, there is no question it would be down to the wire between Critter Cove and yours truly. I mean, it's a strong matchup, but please, clear winner.
After 3,411 simulated contests, I predict Critico's probability of victory at over 99%.
But now is when you start fact-checking? Now? Well, while AI might not have mastered the subtle art of ego boosting, it's already powering new ways to play. By teaming up human storytelling with AI assistants, the team over at Hidden Door have developed a generative spin on pen and paper role-playing. It is so tantalizingly delicious, I had no choice but to send RD's adorable all-seeing eye to check in on the project.
Developer interview, I guess.
Hidden Door is a role-playing game where you and your friends come together. You can play in any world you choose. You create your characters, and then together you decide what kind of story you're gonna have. So the idea would be you've just read a book, you can't get it out of your head. Now you can go and play your own story adventure in the world of that book that you're directing within the rules and the canon that the author has set and confirmed with a generative AI narrator. The way it works is that you come in, you choose the world you want to play in. Right now we have the Wizard of Oz, many more exciting worlds to come. You create your character, you decide the kind of adventure you're gonna have by playing out of your deck of story cards. And then the system creates a unique story adventure for you. And then you can do anything you want. It takes a lot of the joys of playing a tabletop role-playing game and brings them into a digital format. And as you play, you see a graphic novel come together dynamically based on what you choose to do and how the world and the story reacts to you. It's like an improv show where even though you might play the same cards, you get a different, unique story every time. So you throw words in, it comes up with suggested things you might do, you pick something, and then it reacts to you. And then along with our AI narrator who plays the role of, say, the game master, you can go on any adventure you want and you can do anything. And the system and the story will continue based on your choices.
See, this is a video game idea where having an AI actually makes sense because they can help, like, you know, drive forward your decisions on what you're doing in the story.
It does do science fiction, it does do fantasy, it does, you know, period romance, which you can think of as more relationship-based gameplay, in addition to sort of your standard action-based gameplay or sort of dungeon crawl-based storytelling. While there may be a million Star Wars games in the world, if you were playing one on Hidden Door, because of our AI narrator and the story engine, the choices you make matter. So when you decide that you want to become, say, the governor of Tatooine, you can do that. And the world changes around you and your character. You are able to meaningfully alter the plot of the entire world in a way that was never pre-written or pre-scripted. There's no limit to the number of characters you might encounter, the locations, or the stories you can tell in Hidden Door. Today you can play Hidden Door anywhere you can access the web. So you can play on desktop, you can play on your mobile device, you can play on a tablet.
I might look into this. I'm intrigued. Like, I've never gotten into, like, D&D stuff generally, but this seems like a good gateway into that sort of thing, honestly. I'll keep an eye out. like, of course, when this game comes out, it's going to have a few, like, pre-created stories by the developers, but I like the idea that this game's going to be very community-driven, so there's going to be potentially lots and lots of different stories that you can join in that people will make. So, yeah, I hope that ends up being successful.
Cooking up one hell of a winning combination, am I right, Frank AI?
It certainly seems so, Sean. Speaking of winning, you too can achieve victory with the PC Gaming Show Battle Pass. Earn free bonuses as you level up your viewer rank.
Yeah,
or
gamers.
upgrade to a gold tier pass for only $9.99.
What are you doing?
I'm incorporating lucrative live service techniques to maximize the show's profitability.
How would a battle pass for a stream even work?
With a gold tier pass, viewers can earn exclusive rewards, like viewing the show's trailers 1.5 seconds early and boosters for viewer rank experience.
Look, I admire the initiative, but I think for now, let's just go ahead and table streams as service.
Sadly, major production decisions are only accessible for those who've reached viewer rank 80. You can, however, unlock immediate access with 1,800 Sean points, purchasable for $9.99.
You made show production a battle pass reward? Is anyone close to unlocking that?
Killsaw 69 Blazed has just achieved viewer rank 58.
Oh God. Okay. Dakota, find my wallet. And for now, let's check out a new dungeon crawler from the Don't Starve devs at Clay Entertainment. Here's your first look at Dread Pilots.
Okay. We're about the halfway point, by the way. Like, we've been watching this for about an hour. I've never played Don't Starve myself, but I've heard some people like that game. So there's some pedigree behind this one, I guess. Dread Pilots.
You've harnessed your glove's power, and now you want to find me.
Gotta find Mama.
You don't know what's making the miasma angry, and it's spreading across America, twisting this once great nation into a lethal wasteland.
We gotta help these people.
Maybe in the future, you will break through the wall and find me. And if you do, maybe I will tell you my secret. The revelations must be earned.
Alright.
Don't starve yourself with excitement for Dread Pilots, or you might leave a miasma worthy of a chronicle. Hey, that's pretty good. That's good stuff. Thank you, Text Generation. Coming up, secret facilities, bioweapons development, zombie experimentation. It's all under the corporate umbrella in this management sim. and you are the evil CEO. I mean, I can't blame you for diversifying. That's just good business sense. Let's take a look at Undead Inc.
And now, it's with great pleasure I introduce one of Enswell Medical's biggest success stories, Director Coleman.
Thank you, and welcome to all of you who are starting your own franchises. Today I'm here to talk about building a thriving business. My apologies. There has been a development that requires my immediate attention.
Director Coleman, sir, we're hearing...
Whatever your concerns may be, I'm handling it. Now, tend to your patients.
Structural integrity and power all hanging in there, sir. Extent of the outbreak, unknown. Next move, Director.
Tell your men ETA 5 minutes.
Reminds you of Professor Turo from Scarlet and Violet. Oh. Okay then.
Wait, don't shoot! Director Coleman! Hey, man, sir.
Are you okay?
I got a little bitten, but I'm hanging in there, Director. I'm all good. They have a cure upstairs, right?
Sure. Head back up. There is a shot with your name on it.
Thanks, man. I mean, I was worried for a second there that
Do you...
Oh.
I'm trying to run a business here.
Okay then.
Janine, get the marketing team and those rookies back on the line in 10. Oh, and an espresso.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Janine, can I get something from my head?
Of course, Director.
Name brand only. Not our stuff. Quality control issues downstairs.
Interesting. Published by Team 17? Okay then. Yeah, Team 17 have been making some moves lately, I've noticed. Like, they've been revealing a bunch of games over the last couple of days. Some very fluid spray animations here. Altered Alma. Space Opera Metroidvania. Sure, why not?
Look,
It looks decent.
AI's data log, and I found a file named Confidential, Game Trailer 44. Codename Omicron Delta November, _ final, final and 2.0 _ revised.mp4. Now, it's important not to lose the trust of your AI assistant, so let's just watch it really quick.
I think this might be DMCA stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk that. I can turn it on and off every now and again, but I think they have like actual songs in here. So yeah, it's a space rhythm game. That's all there is to say about that one. Not really my thing. Moving on. Like, I can play the song for like 2 or 3 seconds, but I can't go more than that, otherwise I'm gonna be fucked. So that's why I keep muting and unmuting, because it's like, as long as I keep having spaces of silence, that should be enough to get away with it. I hope. Wait a minute, this isn't Starfield.
Astrogator, we shouldn't behave here as if we were at home.
For a long time now, the cosmos has belonged to the one strongest species. Humans.
So, there was life here before. Everything that happened here overwhelms me.
Not every mission ends in success, Doctor. We have to save what we can. Save you.
What is there to understand? We have to destroy it. Even if it means destroying everything.
The Starfield DLC announcement. Neat.
Coming up, we'll see a theme park builder that's only days away. Releasing on PC later this week, Park Beyond is a spiritual successor to classics like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Magnate 9, Roller Coaster Altair 27, and Roller Coaster God Emperor 40,000.
Okay, let's not go off the rails. Look, as fun as the carnival is, we all know the games aren't the most balanced, because basically, carnies are OP. Luckily for you, our prizes are so much easier to win. Let's take a look at Park Beyond.
Do you perceive the invisible thread that connects us to each other? The emotions that unite us without us even realizing it? The desire to move forward, to surpass our limitations, to take on challenges greater than ourselves? All these feelings make us Visioneers.
Emotions.
Visioneers are architects who are dedicated to making their childhood dreams a reality, empowered to achieve the impossible. Architects who want to offer the world their most beautiful memories. Free spirits in search of adventure and new challenges. Indelible moments of amazement and laughter with those we love. Become a Visioneer. Go beyond the fun.
Wait, Pac-Man stuff? Oh, Bandai Namco's publishing this. Okay then, that was weird. I didn't even notice the Bandai logo until I saw the Pac-Man content.
As an AI, I have no need for material possessions. But, good news! PC Gaming Show viewers can take advantage of the following promotional contest by following the instructions on the screen. If this product and/or service stimulates your orbital cortex, follow the instructions on the screen.
Evil stirs in the depths of Gallowspire. 3 heroes step forth to contain the darkness within. A legendary fighter of peerless strength and skill. A cunning rogue, full of deadly surprises. And a powerful wizard wielding the fury of the elements. Together, they are destined to confront the hordes of undead and their deadly masters, again and again, attaining new heights of power and skill. But what hope have they to seal away the whispering tyrant? For surely there can be no hope of surviving Gallowspire.
A roguelike bullet hell survivor shooter. I didn't quite read all of that, but they described they like mentioned 5 different genres in one. I mean, I'll still take that over a CarPG, but hey.
Introducing Diesel Legacy.
Oh.
Join the open beta now on Steam.
I'm getting some.
2 versus 2 action.
I'm getting some Skullgirl vibes from this like, not art style, but just this whole like era that they're like portraying the game in. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, it's kind of like Streets of Rage, kind of. Oh wait, it's a fighting game. Sorry, it's not Streets of Rage. It's like 2-on-2 fighting. Looks alright, I guess. God, how good of a game was Skullgirls, by the way?
It's time we honor an overlooked hero. The noble delivery cyclist, powering the gig economy with their aching calves. Now, you might ask, hey Sean, are you just feeling a little guilty because you gave your credit card details to the AI assistant and now someone has to deliver the 57 parcels you ordered before you noticed? In short, yes. But if this next exclusive is anything to go by, we'll all be saluting the delivery workers of this fine nation, gosh dang it. Let's take a look at Parcel Core.
Gosh dang it! Okay. Yeah, seizures.
Hello, Inquisitive Viewer. My name is Will Barr, and that was an example of a micro teaser. You see, when you're shilling on behalf of an obscure video game developer like Billy Goat Entertainment, you have a finite amount of time to explain why discerning intellectual players, such as yourself, should be excited about being thrust into the exciting, high-octane world of
Parcel Core. That's right, escape the mundanity of daily life and slip into the spandex of one of our many colourful bicycle messengers. Embrace the gig economy and forget the security, stable salary and basic workplace rights less cool jobs offer as you race through town, weaving through alleys, defying gravity as you ride up walls, leap from rooftops, startle pigeons.
Well, it's kind of like a career.
Visually, it kind of reminds me of
except without
I forgot the name of it.
So yeah, really just the
Jet Set Radio. Not exactly, but it's kind of in that ballpark.
Sign a casual work agreement with one of 3 rival courier corporations, all vying to become the most profitable business in town. But be warned, a maniacal scheme is afoot that threatens more than just the business model our protagonists operate under.
Speaking of Jet Set Radio,
Bicycle Courier, to deliver this foot-long grilled chicken, cheese, and chorizo melt and save the world.
that looks like it might be fun.
Hi everyone, I'm Max from Greyna Games, a 2-man studio based in Sweden, working on the game Fableloom, currently available in early access.
I don't have much to say or contribute to this one in particular.
Welcome to Fabledom. Sorry about the pigs.
Not necessarily my kind of game. Yeah, Game Pass Sizzler Reel. Hi Xbox, what are you doing in my PC gaming show? I don't know if this is DMCA or not, so I'm just gonna mute that while this is doing this. So yeah, the Xbox thing finished a couple hours ago, and now they're suddenly advertising like PC Game Pass in the middle. I mean, it's PC, so I guess that makes sense, but it's still funny.
Don't mind Sean. He's just entering our PC Game Pass giveaway. we've got a bunch of 1-month subscriptions for new members to try the service. To get a chance of procuring one, visit the URL on screen now.
Is this 30XX? Yeah, I think this is 30XX. You know what? I still need to play 20XX. But this game looks fun. It's very Mega Man-like. It's Mega Man-like and it's a roguelike. Got a level editor as well. Very nice. Yeah, 30XX, that's coming out in a couple months.
Sure. Before we continue with more
Coming to Switch as well.
news, I've generated a
I might
simple
look
tactic
into it.
to improve the show's revenue stream.
I would like to check out 20XX before I look into
For a
30XX.
bespoke on-screen shout-out. Got good 228, right? Great to be watching PC Gaming Show once again. Excellent work, Sean and Co.
Hey, I'm touched and a little wealthier. Keep them coming.
See Blaze Paladins, right? Did Sean actually fire his team? Dick move, bro.
Look, you have to understand.
Is that a real
this
tweet
show
or
needs
is
to
that,
focus on
you know, a
long-term
negative tweet made up for this
Fired by
bit?
Sean 23 writes, I have sworn the blood oath. My vengeance will not be denied.
Okay, it looks like that's it. Our shoutouts feature is broken. I'm so sorry. That's going to be all for shoutouts.
I haven't logged any errors, Sean.
Well, I'm seeing red flags across the board, and it's a real tragedy. Just can't be helped. Just like I can't help wanting to see more previews. And with that, here's Creepy Jar's new sci-fi survival game, Chimera.
I think we got another roughly 14 minutes of this show left, so we still have a ways. I will say, there isn't as much padding as I thought there was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot more like, you know, just tedious drawn out developer interviews on a sofa or something like that, but no, they're like cutting back on that a little bit, so... I mean, it's still got a lot of that, like, cringy skit stuff in the middle, but I'll take that over, you know, what I just mentioned. For the most part, we're just getting trailers, which, you know, that's the reason I'm here for. I just want to see the video games, that's really the only reason I'm tuning in. Even if it is a CGI trailer that shows me absolutely nothing of the gameplay or how the game even works. For all I know, this could be a car PG. They just haven't revealed the car yet. Anyways. Why'd I keep pointing that out? I don't know why.
Was a captain mighty. Mordecai was his name. He succumbed to the white flame. His treasure was lost and his crew was tossed. Now is the day cursed pirates have their way.
That's the life we live. Come along for the trip. When plans go astray, we find us a way. We put them to a stop and give them the chop.
Could you imagine if a pirate shanty got DMCA'd? Like, someone on YouTube content claims a pirate shanty, like, what the fuck, if that was the case?
Like pearls in our chest, let us finish the quest now. This treasure we will find with our powers combined. Our worth we will show to our captain below. Being Inquisition blocks our way. They see us as prey. Ignatia is their leader. You do well to exceed her. The treasure she pursues across the ocean blue. She'll conquer the brine for her grand design. That's the life we live. Come along for the trip. When plans go astray, we find us a way. We put them to a stop and give them the chop. We're a cursed crew as parties on a trip.
Shadow Gambit. Alright. Another world premiere? Okay. Getting quite a few world premieres in this show, I've noticed. Exo Rally.
Exo Rally Championship might be racing its way across the stars, but it's already raced its way into my heart. Anyways, if you're not aware, I've got something of a history with the real-time strategy genre. And funnily enough, at labs like DeepMind, those same RTS games just so happen to be a valuable testing ground for world-leading AI research. Curious. Can it be just a coincidence, then, that I'd end up the kind of man to name himself an AI visionary? Well, I mean, probably. But what's no coincidence is my excitement for the eagerly anticipated RTS from former Warcraft and StarCraft devs at Frost Giant Studios. It's Stormgate, and today we don't just get the chance to get some exclusive first look at some Stormgate gameplay, but we're also joined by Frost Giant's president and game director Tim Campbell here to tell us exactly how Stormgate will delight all minds. Artificial.
Here we go, developer interview.
Us, Tim.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Now, I've been following Stormgate for years, but for those of us who haven't, what is Stormgate?
Stormgate is our modern take on the classic real-time strategy game formula. It's what we
I mean, at least they're showing some gameplay.
To franchises like Warcraft,
Having
StarCraft,
said that,
Conquer.
I'm not really
And
into
real-time
RTS
strategy
games,
are
so
the
this is
type
going to
of
do
game where
nothing
you
for
can
me.
Control an entire battlefield. So this classic RTS
Wake me up
formula
when I move on
includes
to the next game.
resources, building sprawling bases, commanding huge armies on the battlefield.
What is it about Stormgate that's new?
We believe that the RTS genre is something that should be enjoyed by players of all skill levels. And so we've put a lot of effort into making sure that Stormgate feels good, whether you're a pro with high technical skill and you love competitive play, or whether it's something that you just want to be able to relax with and experience a story.
Now, Tim, I understand that you brought for all of us, but in particular for me, a present to show today. What are you going to show, Tim?
We are going to show gameplay from the pre-alpha of Stormgate.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that we are big believers in at Frost Giant. We want to share this current state of the game today.
Let's take a look. Oh, Tim, I'm so excited. And right away, this looks like an RTS. Tell me what we're seeing.
This is the classic start to a 1v1 match. What you're seeing here is the human faction as they're sending workers out to harvest resources. They're starting to construct building. They actually build them by 3D printing them from the ground up. And you can see them now starting to train troops so they can have an army that goes out in the field to fight.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, we see in the corner coming up, this looks like a scout unit?
Yeah, that is literally a cybernetic dog with laser eyes. It is
Sorry, I'm not going to have much to say about this particular game. Again, real-time strategy, not my genre at all.
See what information he can find out about his enemy.
Yeah, I mean, scouting and information is such an important part of RTS games.
It really is, and this is something that we've embraced early game. The scout unit has been designed so it can actually sense units beyond its sight radius. So it's especially useful early on.
So we're heading into what looks like the first engagement of this game. What are we seeing?
Well, what we're seeing right here is the Red Scout getting surprised by a group of blue troops coming through the Light Force, which is the new train type and a twist on the tactical battlefield here.
And how do these Light Force work?
The Light Force lets smaller units move through them. They have concealment. It's allowed Blue to raid Red's base, in which case Red is barely getting a turret built with their speed building from their workers, a human faction advantage. And they're about to pop out a couple extra defenders here from their mech base.
So we got these huge mechs, and I mean, just visually, it looks like they are countering the heck out of these blue infantry, but can these red mechs fit through the forest?
No, they're too big to go through. They're heavy units. They're designed to use their chain guns to go through groups of enemies, but they can't fit through the Light Force, which Blue knew and used to his advantage.
Okay, so we're in mid-game. This is normally where you make some big tech decisions. What's Red up to?
You're seeing Red commit to a tech path that gives them big battlefield mechs and air units like this evac.
And it looks like they're just dropping right on top of Blue, who was killing a chicken? What's the chicken there, Tim?
Yeah, that's a giant chicken with a Viking helmet on it. Use your imagination. Stormgate's in pre-alpha, and that's art that we haven't gotten to yet, but imagine it as a big Mad Max Raider.
It's the most threatening placeholder art for now. And oh, I see Red diving onto Blue, and hey, picking back up into the air transport. That's some classic high-level micro.
It is, and it's really important for Stormgate that we maintain a high skill ceiling so that players can express themselves on the battlefield by maneuvering and how they interact with the battlefield.
And here we have the final fight of the game, and it looks like Blue is coming up against those mechs. Red is trapped on the other side of the trees. Oh, wait,
again, apologies for the lack of commentary on this part.
These enormous shots, and we
like, is anybody else watching my stream right now into RTS games? Like, is this doing anything for anyone?
Right here, and they've been outmaneuvered. They're caught in the corner here between two different forces.
I don't know. It's just not my thing at all. So I can't really add or contribute to the conversation. Like, so I'm not going to pretend I'm like excited for it, you know.
What's coming up for Stormgate?
What you've seen today is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more in store. We're going to be revealing a bunch of stuff about Stormgate the rest of this year. We're introducing new modes. We have a 3-player versus AI cooperative mode. We have team-based competitive modes. We're going to be sharing information about our storyline and campaign. We have new factions beyond the humans that you just saw today.
But Tim, what if I want to play the game right now?
It's
a
demo.
If you want to play the game as soon as possible, you wish list Stormgate on Steam, and you go to playstormgate.com to sign up for the beta. We're starting closed testing in July.
Once again, go to
I mean, for all intents and purposes, a beta is a demo. It's just a timed demo.
To talk about the 1v1 footage you shared with the future content plans of Stormgate, it makes the RTS players' dreams come true. Which might not be your dreams. I mean, your dreams might be filled with gloriously grimy Deus Ex-inspired sci-fi fisticuffs with a fiendishly Star Wars vibe to it. If so, get a load of this latest trailer for Fortune's Run.
Alright, Just the Yoshi, you have a good one now. Thanks for dropping by. Take care. This music is in the public domain, right? Wait, was that the internet dial-up sounds? Whoa. Okay, gameplay. This kinda reminds me of... It's like a mix of Quake and Duke 3D. Looks very high octane. What's this game called? Fortune's Bun? Or, sorry, Fortune's Run. Looks interesting. I might look into that.
Upon the great crusade towards which we have striven these many months, the eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
I'm gonna download the demo for Fortune's Run. I see there's a demo on Steam. So yeah, we got a World War II shooter here. At least I think it's World War II.
Keep moving! We've taken a German opening!
I like me some shooters, but I'm not into the, you know, the World War stuff as much. I'm more into, like, contemporary stuff, you know, like Modern Warfare kind. Hell Let Loose. Again, published by Team 17. I would have never guessed they would have published that game. Didn't we see this game the other day? Like, I think they showed this yesterday at the Future Games Show. Or Future Player Direct, I forgot what it was called, but yeah. I seen that yesterday. This looks different. Jor-El's brother in the most important game of the galaxy? That's a fucking mouthful and a half. Oh, this looks cool. Mullet Magic. The name went by so fucking fast there, but that one looks neat. Let me see if there's a demo for that one. Mullet Magic. Right, here we go. No demo, but I'll add it to my wish list. That one caught my interest. Also, I don't know what that other game was that they shown just now. Like, I missed that. Like, they're like rapid-firing trailers for some reason. It's like, oh, here's like a bunch of like 20-second trailers. Like, it's not like it's a sizzle reel, it's just like, oh, here's like extremely tiny trailers for like 20 games.
As an AI, I have no need for material possessions. But, good news! PC Gaming Show viewers can take advantage of the following promotional contest by following the instructions on the screen. If this product and or service stimulates your orbital cortex, follow the instructions on the screen.
Frank, we've seen impressive, almost like unrealistic tech on display today. It's just a shame our viewers at home can't get their hands on some of that bleeding-edge hardware.
Your concerns are both unnecessary and convenient, Sean. As the long-term vanguard of gaming, Alienware continues to offer high-end PC hardware. Considering their extraterrestrial origins, it comes as no surprise.
Look, I don't know how to tell you this, Frankie, but they're not actually made by aliens.
Websites in my training model contain compelling evidence to the contrary, Sean. The truth is out there.
Great. But let's do some truth-telling of our own and hear what Alienware is offering the folks at home.
Alienware has been a part of my professional life for a while now. From the games you play to what you do for work, that's very hardware intensive.
I've never had an Alienware thing, but
very difficult to match.
I don't think I need one, honestly.
Gamer look to it.
Literally everything I do is powered by Alienware, and it just makes me so happy.
From what I understand, Alienware is like somewhat decently powered PCs that are like custom built, but they're also like expensive as fuck. and you'd be better off, honestly, just building your own PC, you know, like I have, so you really shouldn't bother with them unless you really don't know what you're doing, and if you have the money to spare, but yeah.
As you know, Sean, I'm a network of predictive algorithms and generative software. I am fundamentally
I'm quite happy with my PC that I built back in a couple years ago.
Would you like me to procure blood, Sean?
God, no! Absolutely not.
I say I
Anything
built,
but
but
that.
these
Move on
Bruce
to
helped me
literally
with it as
anything
well.
else. So, what's next?
Oh,
That
Vampire
was a little
Survivors.
awkward. Let's have a look at some incoming DLC for Vampire Survivors.
Technically, we both built it. Like, you did a lot of the early building, and I like fixed. I added the rest of it rather. Sorry, I'm missing my words here. I've never played Vampire Survivors, but I know it's like a really popular game, and it's like, what? It's like less than £2 on Steam or something. It's like super fucking cheap. So I'm guessing this is like new content for that game. You sank a lot of hours into it on your Steam Deck. I guess it's got Twitch integration as well. Huh, okay then. Yeah, so update coming tomorrow. Crabfest. Sure, why not?
We are only a couple months out from the full release of Baldur's Gate 3. I literally cannot tell you how excited I am to try out some of the character builds I've got going on up here. I'm thinking of running like a
How much is Vampire Survivors? Let's find out.
Wait, Frank, can you generate like an awesome character
It's like
art for
£4,
me
yes.
in like a D&D
That's not
style?
expensive.
Like, look, I want to be a wizard, like fully Gandalf out with like a staff and like blasting spells like that. Can you like give me a sample piece of art?
One moment. Here you are, Sean.
Oh dear God.
This was generated in seconds, while a professional artist's work would take hours, if not days.
Yes, that is true. It's hard to tell this wasn't the work of a trained professional, but do you have any professional artist work, you know, just to like compare?
I do. Thanks to the YouTube animators extraordinaire at Mashed. Here's an original animation for Larian's Baldur's Gate 3.
My fellow adventurers, the road to Baldur's Gate has been long. We have fought cultists of a strange new god, battled packs of fearsome gnolls, and gone toe-to-toe with creatures from beyond this
quote-unquote animation. Oh, there we go.
Yet.
He was just so strong. And I think his blood was acid? I'm not sure how that even works, like anatomically.
Tomorrow, we find higher ground, then rain down upon him with 100 arrows.
No, first I will incapacitate him with a fit of hideous laughter.
Vampire Survivors is on Game Pass. Neat. Yeah, I'll maybe look into that then.
And if he attempts to escape the blaze, fear not.
I have no excuse not to check it out at that point.
Oh, please don't. Even Lae'zel's puns are more amusing.
Among Githyanki, I am considered extremely humorous.
Enough! We must defeat this foe. Somewhere within these twisted swamps dwells a hag who possesses a potent potion, an elixir that could grant us the ability to converse with the creature. However, attaining it will necessitate a trade.
Give me his spleen.
Steel your nerves, friends. I will now attempt to reason with the creature. Most mighty beast, though you defeated us once, we have returned to seek your guidance. Impart your knowledge upon us, and teach us the source of your power.
It's here. Frog.
Oh, I didn't know you speak frog. Gosh, I'm so sorry about yesterday. I'm so embarrassed. You know, ever since the hag turned me into a frog, I've been down in the dumps.
All right. Okay, that got a chuckle out of me. Yeah, frog. I thought we weren't gonna see any more frogs after the wholesome direct, but no, we did see one more.
Incredibly hard to make in RPGs because you
And
have to make
unfortunately,
sure
it's
that every
dead
single
now.
nook and cranny has something to do.
You have to make sure that it's different, so you have to be incredibly creative. Given that the name of the game is Baldur's Gate, the city was really going to be the thing that people were going to be talking about.
The city of Baldur's Gate is seamless, which it originally wasn't.
You only can judge the game when you have all the components together, and if the mix doesn't work, we start over.
At some point, he said, like, can't we just connect everything? And that was a very interesting day.
One of the things that's done is it's brought a level of believability and immersion and also complexity that wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Now it was this seamless, giant organism, and it really, really felt good.
It's being able to look out of a window and see down the city slopes, so you're seeing down toward the docks, and you're like, one of my teammates might be down there. They might be running around down there.
We worked on it as a painting almost. You start with a sketch, a very basic line, and then you just start adding layers and layers.
We can put lots more of the city onto the screen than they could in 1998. So we can do something that is more immersive, richer, has more texture to it.
It feels like you are walking around a place where there are lots and lots of people living their actual lives.
You have crowds that are walking around, can talk to pretty much anybody, and they react to every single thing. It's very alive in that sense.
Every person that you meet in Baldur's Gate has got a story to them.
All the things that you have done up to the city really matter. You can really feel the conclusion of everything just gathering there.
We actually build anticipation through all these characters that you've met, through all these situations that you've been through.
All the stories that you have been following, all the decisions that you've been making, they all come to fruition in that lower city.
And the great thing is, if you so choose, you can be another bad thing that's happening to the city. You can arrive and be like, this place is on fire, and then you can throw petrol all over it.
During production, we felt like the city was our destination.
We spent, I think, 3 times, 4 times as much effort on the city than we originally planned. But the result, the feeling of walking in there is just fantastic.
You have this constant jostling of things that are very much of the real world, and then you can indulge in the completely fantastical.
And then when you walk into the city, the noise of everybody talking to each other, the knowledge that everywhere you look, you can go there and you can do something, the knowledge that you can fly through it, it's great. So the thing that I was the most afraid of when we started making this game turned out to be the thing that I'm the most proud of.
Larian Studios breaks the classic RPG series out of a 2-decade retirement when Baldur's Gate 3 finally releases on August 31st. Up next, we're forging ahead with more fantasy as flame-headed fighters face ferocious foes in a co-op action roguelike. After all, what's a roguelike without an onslaught of algorithmic terrors? I feel like there's a lot of that going on around here lately. Anyways, here's the latest trailer for Ember Knights.
That's quite a company name, Doom Turtle. This looks like a fun little roguelike game. I don't know if this is DMCA or not, so I'm not going to risk it. It looks alright though, it looks nice. I like the pixel art, it seems like a good action-y roguelike game. So I'm bad at describing things, but yeah. Well, apparently it was in early access and it's leaving it, okay. We're in the final stretch, by the way, we got about 15 minutes left. Wow, 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 dubstep, wow, wow, wow. Warp, 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 warp. Sorry. This is not the kind of music I expect to hear for a game of this kind, but sure, why not? looks neat. It looks neat.
Endless loop of terror, death, repeat in the upcoming stealth extraction horror Macabre. In Macabre, you and your friends will team up to confront interdimensional terrors, venturing deep into unstable time risk tasked with uncovering the source of terrifying anomalies. A great way to enjoy the outdoors. Built in Unreal 5, this exclusive debut will be out later this year in early access.
You seriously don't have any signal.
Not even one bar, there's nothing. I can't get in.
So, I forgot to mention, there's like a super weird, scary thing getting around inside the rift.
The hell was that, a bear?
Have you ever heard a bear sound like that before?
I've never seen a bear before.
You guys look lost. Come on. You'll freeze to death out here. I suppose you're looking for the lodge. Here, take this. I call it the atomic space shifter. If anything goes wrong, not that it will, I can pull you back out. A lot of folks have come up here looking for answers. It's weird. It's like time runs differently here.
Guys, I think I found something.
It's a weird looking gun. Oh.
We gotta find the others, dude.
Dead. Jump scare incoming. Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Back off. Don't you love jump scares in video game trailers?
Haha! I can't believe it worked. This is it. This is the key to... Ah, you're alive. Ready to go back in?
So you're finally awake.
We thought we had billions of years before our sun died. We were wrong. Thousands of us answered the call, rallying to save those we can. Every one of our ships a ray of hope. Captain, it is up to you to find us a new home, so we can plant the future seeds of humankind.
Copy. Flying course now. Sector locked in. We are cleared to jump. Prepare for warp jump in 3, 2, 1.
Earthless.
Soft landings, Captain.
So what's the prequel to Earthless? Is it Earthbound? Bad joke.
As great as Earthless looks, it makes you wonder, how are we in the real world gonna fare when our big, beautiful sun enters its twilight years? Me? I'm optimistic. Who knows what we'll achieve by then? Every billionaire-funded space rocket that detonates moments after takeoff is one more step on the winding road of progress. Up next, tie on those togas and make merry with fine wine as all roads lead to this newest city builder. Here's a first look at Nova Roma.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to be ready with the end of this now. I've been streaming for 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. city builder, I think. That's another thing about the PC gaming show. They tend to have like games like City Builders and like City Builders, real-time strategies, like stuff like that. And I've never really gotten into either of those genres, so I don't really have much to say whenever these kind of games show up. It's just like, oh, okay, it's one of these kind of games. Got it. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. This might be a random thing to bring up, but I heard about this through osmosis, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. Apparently plumbing, like modern day plumbing, can be traced back to like Roman times. Does anyone know if there's any truth to that? Because I remember hearing that somewhere, but I didn't really look into it. Just a random thought. I mean, when am I going to be bringing up like Roman stuff again? It is true, right? Yeah. God, the Romans were smart. Like, they thought of everything back then.
The Great War is over. All we want is to return home.
I think we got about 10 minutes of this left. Ooh, THQ Nordic published? Okay.
Czechoslovakia we fought for.
There is a THQ Nordic presentation, but it's not happening this week. I think that happens in August or something, so it's a couple months away. I'm gonna have to check when that THQ Nordic presentation happens, because I may want to watch that one.
Once again. Across the endless snowfields of Siberia. Through territory disputed by the Red and White armies. By armored train in a harsh winter. Far from our loved ones. Outnumbered by enemies, we fight to make our way. Surrounded by wilderness, we manage in order to survive. This is our last chance. Our last train home. Will you lead us?
Okay. Yeah.
Pairing squad tactics with historic inspiration, Last Train Home is based on real events in the aftermath of World War I. However, historians continue to uncover records describing train passengers travelling homewards, some dating as recently as 2023. Whether any train home is truly the last remains the subject of academic debate. History is clear on one thing though. Puppets can't be trusted. As proof, watch as Sesame Street meets survival horror in My Friendly Neighborhood.
What?
Hey Gordon, it's Kyle. I know we're dropping this on you last minute, but we need you to head down to the Sunrise Street studio lot. The antenna activated itself last night and started broadcasting that old puppet show over the news. You need to turn that thing off.
So it's Five Nights at Elmo's?
Bye.
I don't know what that is.
It's always the worst.
Raise the curtain. Bring up the lights. The neighborhood is coming to town.
This is a weird one. Okay, so it's not quite Five Nights at Freddy's in terms of gameplay. Alright, sure. It's a survival horror with sentient, like, like puppets. Fuck, what do you call the company that made these kind of puppets? Jim Henson? Yeah, it's sentient Jim Henson puppets in a survival horror setting. Very bizarre.
I think I ended early. Can we go back to the beginning?
Oh.
A sprint victory and points up for grabs right here.
That was probably one of the more interesting games they shown during this presentation, not gonna lie. It certainly stood out more than a lot of the games, which just kind of feel like they blend together.
They can't afford to sit back and relax now.
And got a Formula 1 racing game, which is also something that I'm not really into either. Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern here with this PC gaming show. I mean, there was a couple good games here and there, but a lot of it is stuff that's kind of like going under my radar right now.
And McLaren with a great overtake. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Hey, Frank AI, how are the metrics looking? Are we, like, doing numbers?
We're attracting considerable viewership, Sean. However, I've identified a simple programming adjustment to target underrepresented segments of our audience demographic. Shall I execute it?
Well, hell yeah, let's do it. Ah, cornering the VTuber market.
Uh-oh.
Smart, very smart. I'm just not really sure this is my vibe, but since we're on a time crunch, let's see what's next for Subnautica Likes in Space.
Jesus Christ.
Trailer for Breath
No.
Edge 2.
Get that shit out of my screen, thanks. Besides, PNG tubers are all the rage. Didn't you hear? Oh. Just going after the tire again. Man, Starfield is looking great. Starfield. Yes, I can speak. I just cannot speak very well. Breath Edge 2. Again, one of these games where I didn't even know there was a first one in the installment. You could have told me this was the first in the series and I would believe you. Bloomtown? Don't know if that's the name of the game. Oh. Let me guess, is some creepy shit gonna happen? Yeah, it seems like there's some, like, weird creepy shit about to go down. Missing children, if you see them, contact the police. Muscular doggo? Okay then. So basically it's Persona. That looks alright.
Man, there are so many great video games in this year's show. Frank AI, what do we know about sand?
Sand is a fine granular substance composed of mineral particles. It is finer than gravel, but coarser than silt.
Yes. But it's also a brand new survival game set in an alternate history where Austro-Hungarian soldiers smuggle space salvage across alien deserts.
I don't understand that sentence. Would you like to hear more about sand types?
Oh, no need. I'm about to know plenty. Let's take a look at sand.
So there's a game called Sand now? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be easy to look up on Google. You'll type in Sand video game and the first result you'll get is Sandland or Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Again, tiny builds. It's honestly surprising that I've seen Tiny Build in Team 17's logos as much as I have over the last few days. Again, these like semi-indie publishers making some moves.
Завітайте в Лазуровий порт. У нас найкращі пляжі, готелі та ресторани. Файно! Замовлю собі багатського м'яса та пива. А ви що, хлопці?
Ну, раз ми ліпші, то попали себе шампанським і морським оленем. А ти ж, Петро? А я, як завжди, маленьку бану ще хочу. Йой, то ж ресторан, а не корчма. Може ресторан бути найліпшим, якщо бану ще немає. Що ти кружкирився?
So yeah, it's like a steampunk post-apocalyptic desert exploration game thing. I think. Can we go back to the house that's on a half chicken body? I kinda missed that right about now. You know, I'm kinda curious.
Reached the end of this year's show, and we're saving something very exciting for the end. Dune Awakening, the survival MMO adaptation of the classic sci-fi series. Frank AI, what have you got for us for the big finale?
If you like, I could fill the room with sand.
That's a little literal, don't you think? But what if we had, like, costumes? Oh, Dune's got some really cool costumes. We have the still suits, the royal garments. Oh my god, I could dress up maybe as like a giant sandworm.
It will require 3 million teraflops of processing power to render you as a sandworm, Sean.
I mean, don't worry about it. We can skip the costuming. It's just something that like Frankie and I used to do. Like, not you, like the real Frankie with the fun hair who's not a computer. Oh, man, there was this one year where she was a shark. And then, and she was like a mech pilot, and I had a spaceship. And there was this other time with togas, and I had this really nice robe. Anyways, just forget it. I'm living in the past. I shouldn't even miss this stuff. I mean, we're adults, right? Frankie Ward?
Do you still want to do the costumes bit, Sean?
I want to do the dress up bit so bad.
I'm seeing some green screening going on with her body there.
Shut up.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Frankie, would you do the honors?
Gladly. Here is an exclusive interview with the team making a survival MMO that's more sought after than a suitcase stuffed with spice melange. It's Dune Awakening.
It's a lot of build-up for a one last thing that I'm more than likely not going to even check out because I've never really checked out Dune, and I'm not really into MMOs, so yeah. Welcome to the Dune Awakening Direct, where we talk about Dune Awakening for the next 60 minutes.
Dune Awakening is a survival, open-world, massively multiplayer game. It is a game where players are invited to explore the world of Dune They involve themselves in politics, they involve themselves in intrigue, they involve themselves in combat, they have to survive.
When you tell me
on the
that you
most
involve
dangerous planet
yourself
in the
with
universe,
politics, you
and
kind
through
of
this
lost me there a
experience, they
little
come to
bit.
know the factions in the world and the universe. So when Dune Awakening begins, you are a castaway on the planet in the deep desert, and all you
I know
have
what you
is
meant, like the politics of the lore of the
You need to
video game
creep
and
into
of the
enemy
world
camps and
and whatnot,
knife them in the
but
back and
it's
steal
just
the
the way
wealth
he
from their
worded
skill
it that made me
By
think,
the
yeah,
end of the
okay,
game,
let's
as you're running a
keep
guild,
politics
you
in
have a
video
fleet of
games.
Vehicles, ornithopters flying.
Okay, it's this
formation,
thing from the
sandbikes
Microsoft Flight
cruising
Sim.
across the desert beneath them, tanks kicking up a cloud of dust as you drive to a spice blow in the distance.
Keep in mind,
in order
I've
to
never
harvest
read
your
or
guild,
watched
and you see in the
anything
distance
Dune
another
related,
guild coming
so
towards you,
I
and
really
just as
don't
you
know
crash, you
anything
hit a rumble
about the
of a sandworm
worlds.
coming.
All I
That's
know is
combat
it's like
in Dune Awakening.
it takes place in a post-apocalyptic desert. And there's like big sandworms, and that's pretty much it. That's all I've got to go off of.
Out in the desert, surviving, clinging to life, and in the end, you might become someone like the Baron Harkonnen, and then you try to cling to power. Arrakis is the most dangerous planet in the universe. Surviving on Arrakis means that you need to prepare for sandstorms, you need to find water, it's a constant threat against survival. The sandworm, every time you try to cross the desert, the sandworm will come. You will sometimes outrun it, sometimes you may not.
Dune Awakening is built upon a foundation of 5 pillars. Survival, which is obviously everything you'd expect to see in a survival game. It's water discipline, it's the surviving the sandstorms that sweep across Arrakis. Then we have politics and intrigue, which speaks to the faction gameplay of the game. It's about, siding with one of the factions, thinking about how they work together, perhaps assassinating members of the other factions. Then there's infinite exploration. Infinite exploration, which is one of the things I'm most excited about, is how the world changes over time. We have a concept called a Coriolis storm, and when it sweeps across the landscape, the sands shift, revealing new points of interest, hiding others, making the game renewed every week. Then we have combined arms. Combined arms is our combination of vehicles, melee combat, range combat, and abilities all working together to create a seamless sandbox combat experience. And finally,
I'm sorry, but
we
after
have
seeing
expression and
Starfield
customization,
in like
which
all
is
of the
really more than
facets
just
of the
talking
game,
about, like, the visual
this is
expression
kind of making me
customization,
fall
which
asleep
of
a
course
little
we
bit.
have armor sets and clothing.
It's
and
a
robust
difficult
character
act to
creation.
follow,
But in
to be
addition
honest.
that, it's really about play the way you want to play. Do you want to be a trader? You can do that. Do you want to be a fighter? Of course you can do that. Do you want to be a spy? Maybe that's the gameplay you're looking for. All of these things built into these pillars.
So the journey of the player, we've divided that into 4 parts. We think of them as survive, protect, expand, control. The survive part means that you're up against the planet itself and you're clinging onto life. In the protect phase, you've gathered some stuff, you might have a base, but you also want to make sure that nobody else comes to take it away from you, so you try to build defenses and make sure that your base is in the clear. Then, in the expand phase, you lift your gaze and you look around and you see that others have stuff as well, and you might want to take their stuff. Then, in the control phase, you may find yourself being a part of a guild or even the leader of a guild. Then, the goal is to control the flow of spice on Arrakis.
I don't
However,
know how
you're never
long
safe.
this is going to go on for. Like, I'm just about ready to end the stream. I'm just waiting for this to wrap up.
So
I can wrap
control
up.
phase is that you are clinging to control.
Sorry, can you tell I'm just a bit mentally tuned out at the moment with this?
Add
Dune Awakening to your Steam wishlist now!
But the planet Arrakis itself is the greatest protagonist there is.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
And with that, the PC Gaming Show 2023 is done. And what a show it was! And what a lesson for me, honestly. AI excels at plenty, but only an absolute doofus would think it can replace the human touch. I mean, you'd have to be an irredeemable bozo, like a real human dumpster to pull that.
So that's the end of Frank AI? You are getting the band back together?
I mean, yeah, if we get another show next year, then yeah, you betcha.
If?
Well, Dakota, The guy's pretty smart. I mean, I think he's actually the CEO now of PC Gamer and all subsidiary publications and IPs. I think he's got some really great ideas, but he also caddies for some very influential people on the golf course. Life comes at you fast, I guess. Either way, see you next year. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Mister, I've already forgotten your name. Right, okay then. Well, that was the PC gaming show. Not as bad as it has been in previous years, but there was still parts of it that didn't do much for me.
Camera speed. Hold on, my lips are sweating. Okay, here it comes. Okay, here it is.
My lips are sweating? What?
Okay.
Necessary data acquired.
So it's just
We want them to be able
outtakes.
to react in the middle of a battle with maneuvering, with using abilities, with targeting things more carefully. And so we've slowed it down just a little bit to give players that breathing room to be able to express their skill.
I don't know what to do now. Imagine if I continued reading on that take that was above average. Imagine that. That's not all. We're on fucking balls. Here we go, one more time.
Whatever. Right, well, the PC gaming show is done. Thank you all for watching this. It was a show. It had some games. Not all of it is to my taste, but there was some good stuff in there. There was a couple of things. Like that text-based like adventure game that uses like AI to like help drive the story forward for like custom created stories. That one looked cool. That one might have my interest.
Frank AI, how are the metrics looking?
Mega Man, not Mega Man, sorry, 30XX looked pretty good as well. I've already forgotten what else was in there, to be honest, because I have short-term memory, I guess, and I just forget. I'm just gonna outright mute this because I hate having that in the background while trying to speak. So yeah, PC gaming show. It was. I feel like they could have trimmed that down to like maybe an hour and a half at most. Like it didn't need to be like 2 hours and 10 minutes in length. I feel like I said that about the PC gaming show last year as well, but at least they cut down on the developer interviews. I think there was like only like one proper developer interview, and it was like with that Soulgates game, whatever it was called, that I don't know, RTS game that I really don't give a shit about. If I had to give this a grade, D+, it would be quite low because most of the stuff in here didn't really do anything for me. The Xbox showcase was much better, honestly. Thanks for watching. Right, so I'm gonna stop that 1 second before it starts autoplaying shit and whatnot. Right, there we go. So that'll do it for that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I enjoyed it, per se, but I guess it was kind of fun to like check out the new game trailers on stream. I mean, that's why I do this. It's just to see what games are being cooked and if there's anything that catches my interest. It's not like it was devoid of things that were interesting. It's just not everything there was for me. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking in circles because I feel like I'm starting to do that now. So thank you all for watching me watch some E3 related stuff today. And there will be more tomorrow. We've got 2 presentations tomorrow, so yeah, until then.